Well, the media is back on that BS when it comes to talking about Lamar Jackson. I'm not surprised to see it because this is what the media loves to do. They love to stir up controversy. But is it really controversy? Should we really be looking at this like that? Probably not, but the media's job is to stir up controversy and be entertaining. Not surprised by that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ravens flock. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. So, like I said, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Action Jackson, L-Jack, LJ, whatever you want to call him, L-Freaky. Quarterback Lamar Jackson's name is back in the media for another installment of quarterback contract controversy. Matter of fact, I'm about to make that a new segment. For as long as Lamar doesn't have a contract, I'm about to make that a segment. Man, let the playoffs finish so I can talk about this. But yeah, Lamar, his name is back in the media. This time, it is involving OTAs. Like we spoke of, OTAs officially started out this week. This was the first week of voluntary OTAs. Obviously, you had all the rookies out there for the most part. You had a bunch of players come back in. It's great to have the players back in the facility. A lot of veterans were there. You saw Mark Andrews out there. You saw Rashad Bateman out there. You saw Marlon Humphrey out there. Just a bunch of the veterans were out there. A lot of players showed up. However, there were some players that were missing from OTAs. Some of our veterans just weren't there. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is voluntary at the end of the day. However, the media was able to catch one person that wasn't there. And of course, who's that person? Well, it's none other than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was not at voluntary OTAs this week. He was not there. The media was available, and the media was open finally on Wednesday, and they asked Coach Harbaugh about it yesterday. His response to Lamar not being in OTAs is, I'm going to let Lamar speak for himself. I'm not going to speak for him. I'm going to let Lamar speak for himself, which is the right thing to say because you're not going to speak on another person's absence. You can't be like, well, is this good or bad? No. As a coach, you let the players speak for themselves. So that was a good response from Harbaugh. They asked Mark Andrews about it, and he was like, yeah, I talked to Lamar, and I know Lamar's working hard for the most part. He's probably going to be here at some point, but, I know he's working hard, and he can't wait to get ready to come back and start working out with the guys again. But Lamar's working hard wherever he is. I know he wants to be here. That's basically what you got from Andrews and stuff. But the Ravens' reaction to Lamar not being in OTAs wasn't really like, oh my God, he's not here, that's a problem. It was more so like, it's unfortunate that he's not here, but we still got the players to focus on. It's not like it's a big deal. I'm sure Lamar wants to be here, but whenever he's able to show up for any OTAs that are available, he'll show up. If not, it is okay. It's voluntary at the end of the day. I know he's working hard, and I know he wants to help this franchise win a championship. That's pretty much the vibe and the tone that we got from both Harbaugh and the players that were asked about it. So it's not a really big deal for the Ravens. Not to mention Lamar on Twitter, he posted something like, wish I could be out there or hope to be out there with them soon. Something like that on Twitter. So he definitely did give his own opinion about it. He's not there at the time. So it's not that much of a big deal. However, the media saw that. Woo! They saw that he was not there, and they heard Harbaugh say that that's up to Lamar to answer. I'm not going to speak for him, and they just went for it. They heard Lamar not at OTAs, and they're like, oh my God, is Lamar going to hold out? Is he holding out for a contract? Is this him trying to send a message to the Ravens? He wants a contract. Get him a contract. This is some sort of controversy. Why isn't he signed? Why doesn't he have an extension? Why y'all doing this? Can y'all please just stop? Media, please. Can y'all just stop? I'm begging you. Just stop. Y'all are trying to make something out of nothing. Y'all are trying to overreact to the situation. It is voluntary OTAs. You don't have to show up for it. It's never been the requirement. And it doesn't mean that it's a sign that there's some sort of friction between a player and that franchise. Maybe Lamar was busy training somewhere else. Maybe Lamar was in the middle of doing something else. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for the guy. But the Ravens aren't concerned. Lamar, sent out a tweet showing that he definitely wants to be there and wish he could be there. Players aren't concerned. The coaches aren't concerned. So there's no reason to be concerned. But I know it's the media's job to speculate and to stir up controversy because that is what they do. And I'm not surprised to see them doing it because They find every way to talk about Lamar Jackson every single week, and it's always been about his contract. Every week the question is, why doesn't Lamar have a contract yet? Why has the Ravens not offered him a contract? Why has he not been extended? First of all, that whole why the Ravens haven't offered him a contract, that whole nonsense, that needs to be cut off, because the franchise has already responded by that. Eric DeCosta already came out and said, it's up to Lamar. We've made offers, but Lamar hasn't really shown a lot of interest in trying to get a deal done anytime soon. So at this point, we've left it up to him. It's his decision. Whenever he's ready to discuss a contract extension, we will work with him. But until then, we're not going to try and push anything on him. We're going to leave it up to him. So it's really Lamar that hasn't really tried to engage in any contract talks. And it seems like he's trying to bet on himself. I'm not going to speak for the dude and act like I know what's going on with Lamar, but from the way he's acting, the way he's been focused on just working out and just improving in his passing and working with his guys when he has time in the offseason, how he's been working with a quarterback, coach and whatever. I don't know. He's just been doing whatever he's doing in the offseason. He's been putting in the work to improve and get better and to come back better than he was last year to help this team win a championship. It just seems like he's more focused on just winning. He's more focused on the game. He's more focused on improving. He's more focused on doing whatever it takes to bring a Super Bowl championship to the Ravens. He's not focused on a contract right now. So, the reason there's no contract talks is because he's not focused on that right now. It seems like he just wants to bet on himself, which I don't blame him for. Because if he goes out here this season and wins a ring, it's the perfect way to bet on yourself. He's got a Super Bowl championship and an MVP. That's going to do wonders for him. I couldn't imagine what you would have to pay him after that. So, his focus right now isn't on a contract. His focus is on doing whatever it takes to help his team get to the Super Bowl and win a championship. He's talked about this for years. He wants to win a ring. That's his own motivation. That's what's driving him. That's his main focus. That's what he wants to accomplish with this franchise. So I do not believe there's any tensions going on between Lamar Jackson and the franchise. There's no controversy with the contract. It's just Lamar wanting to bet on himself, which isn't a bad thing. Hell, we saw Flacco do the same thing. Flacco bet on himself in 2012. He ended up with a Super Bowl championship, and the Ravens had to pay him the big bucks. If Lamar ends up doing the same, they'll have to do the same. And it'll be even harder for the Ravens to have to pay him, because with Flacco didn't have an MVP. Lamar has an MVP. If he adds a Super Bowl championship ring to that MVP, that's a different conversation. And they know that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Lamar Jackson missing this first week of voluntary OTAs is not a big deal. The media is trying to blow it out of proportions, and they're using everything they possibly can to try and push this narrative that, oh man, Lamar Jackson may be trying to hold out. Lamar's not holding out. If this was training camp and Lamar was missing time for unknown reasons, I would have a little bit of a concern, but not that much. Unless it's legit a situation where it comes out where he's like, I'm holding out. But no, Lamar's not holding out. The man loves football. He's one of those rare players that come in to the league and just are all about football. They love football. That's just what they want to do. They want to win so bad. They're focused on football more than they're focused on getting that money. Obviously, you want to get that money, you want to get that contract, but they're focused on winning. That's the mindset Lamar has right now. So he's not focused on a contract. He would rather focus on trying to help this team win a championship, bet on himself, and then after he gets the success and finally gets that ring, then he can talk about other things such as a contract extension. But Lamar right now is just betting on himself. So the media overreacting and trying to blow this up as if it's some sort of concern, posting these videos of all these guys on ESPN. Oh man, Lamar Jackson not at OTAs. Is this something we got to be concerned about? Is Lamar Jackson holding out on a contract extension? No, Lamar Jackson's not holding out. There's no sort of friction between the Ravens, at least as far as we've heard. There doesn't seem to be any issue. There's no sort of friction between the front office and Lamar. There's no friction between Eric DeCosta and Lamar. There's no friction between John Harbaugh and Lamar, at least as far as we've seen. So, we can't just make speculations if there's nothing there to speculate. It's just the media trying to push this narrative and force some sort of controversy because Lamar Jackson still doesn't have a contract extension. It is what it is at the end of the day. I'm not going to blame the media for doing what they do, but, let's not overreact. It's fine. With that being said, that is all I got to say for this. Hopefully the media will calm down, but trust me, once the playoffs are done, we are going to talk about it. Matter of fact, scratch that. If Miami gets eliminated tomorrow and we are gone and the Celtics advance to the NBA Finals, I might just switch straight back and just start talking about football. Like, straight up. If my team's season's over, I don't have a reason to just focus strictly on the NBA. Not to mention, if the finals are here, it's not going to be an everyday thing. So I'd rather just move on and focus on football, especially as we get closer and closer to it. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's all I've got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.